2, 1, 0. We have engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon Endurance, making the commute to the International Space Station. Vehicle has cleared the tower. Just over 1 minute into the flight, Falcon 9 disappearing through the clouds, but with a loud rumble on its way to orbit. All systems nominal at this time. The vehicle flying northeast from the Kennedy Space Center on its way to rendezvous with the International Space Station. The vehicle is passing through Max Q. The vehicle's 9 Merlin 1D engines on that first stage are throttling down to control the loads on the vehicle. As it ascends through thinner parts of the atmosphere with higher velocity, it reaches its maximum aerodynamic loads. And once that is complete, those engines are ramped back up to full power. Coming up next will be shutdown of those 9 Merlin engines on the first stage and main engine cutoff, which will be followed shortly by stage separation and ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine on the rocket's second stage. You're seeing onboard views from Falcon 9 now as it ascends over 47 kilometers in altitude, traveling 4,500 kilometers per hour. Coming up on 2.5 minutes into the flight, everything looking nominal at this time. Standing by for main engine cutoff. You can watch that telemetry on the bottom left of your screen. And there is main engine cutoff. And stage separation confirmed.
Looking good so far, right, Thomas?
Looking great so far, and there is MVAC ignition. The Stage 2 of Falcon 9 has ignited. Good performance on the Merlin vacuum engine, which will carry Endurance the rest of the way to orbit. Meanwhile, on the first stage, the grid fins are deploying as Booster 1067 has finished its job for the night, now ready to come back home and give a landing on a shortfall of gravitas.
Was that... Were we seeing the first stage inside the exhaust plume of the second stage? That was beautiful for a second there.
Absolutely gorgeous views right now, absolutely. We saw some very stunning visuals. I'm going to have to look back and replay that again. Both vehicles are now actually in space, both above the 100-kilometer Kármán line. Of course, the first stage will be coming back on a suborbital trajectory to land, while the second stage is going to stay in space once it reaches orbital velocity. You can see just over 7,500 kilometers per hour right now and 150 kilometers in altitude. Again, all systems nominal on this time. The Crew 3 mission on its way towards orbit. T plus 4 minutes.
Well, it was a spectacular liftoff here from the ground. I mean, it hit the cloud deck pretty quick from our perspective, and we lost it. But the sound was incredible with the blanket of clouds.
It sounded really good through that mic, Chris, and we had a good track all the way up through the clouds.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Can we get a status check on our friend Nate?
Yeah, I'll let you know when he picks himself up.
Okay.
Yeah, is Nate alive? And then follow up, how happy is he?
He is alive and he's very happy. Yes.
Excellent. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you're seeing the engine bell of the Merlin vacuum engine on the rocket's second stage, and now it's actually full screen. Thank you, NASA. That is the engine on the upper stage of the rocket, which is now propulsing itself and the Crew Dragon Endurance spacecraft towards orbital velocity to stay in low Earth orbit. Going 10,000 kilometers per hour now at an altitude of 196 kilometers. Five and a half minutes into flight, all systems nominal, meaning everything is operating as expected at this time. Endurance on the second stage now over 200 kilometers in altitude.
Gosh, I just love seeing that vacuum engine bell, bright red, white like that.
I know, right?
It's doing its job.
T plus 6 minutes into the flight, over 12,000 kilometers per hour, and now we're getting some live views from inside Crew Dragon Endurance.